Hello there you beautiful people, and welcome to this video where you're going to learn how you can edit files from the command line using a really cool command line program called Nano. So in this video and the next video, I'm going to be showing you how you can use a command called Nano to edit and create files using a user-friendly command line interface. And by the end of the next few videos, you're going to know how to edit files in Nano, and when you combine this with the commands that you've already learned so far in this section, it's very likely that you'll be able to get many of your file-related tasks done with Linux without ever having to leave the command line, and therefore you'll be able to maximize your productivity on Linux. So this is going to be awesome, so let's go ahead and get right into it. Alright, so in this lecture we're going to make a file called diary.txt using the Nano command. Now the diary.txt file doesn't actually exist yet, but that's okay. We can also create the file using Nano. So if we type, let's go to the desktop first, let's head over to the desktop, and then if we type nano diary.txt, okay, and I press enter, you'll notice that our terminal has changed its look, and we're actually now editing a file called diary.txt, as you can see at the top, in the Nano editor, as you can see here, Nano version 2.8.6 apparently. Now we can type whatever we want in here. So for example, I could type, hello, my name is Ziad and I teach Linux and Python courses and more, okay? And it works just like any other graphical text editor that you've ever used before. You can just type directly there in the shell. Now down the bottom, you can see that there's actually a little toolbar that tells you some of the things that you can do in Nano, and the options are in the white squares and they're in the form of keyboard shortcuts. So let's show you how to read them, okay? So in Nano, the little arrowhead that you see here, the little hat or the caret symbol, means the control key on your keyboard. So for example here, we have the get help command, we have the get help I guess option from the toolbar, and it's given this shortcut here. It's got the arrowhead and then a capital G. So if we press Control on our keyboard and press G, which is exactly what I'm going to do, I'm just going to press Control and G together, that executes that command, and we can see here that we have now we're now in the Get Help menu, and we can scroll down and see some help about using Nano. Okay, and we can see here that there's some, to close this, we would need to press Control and X, because you can see the little arrow and then an X. So if I press Control and X, we're back out of there and we're back writing. Okay, we can also close Nano, for example, by pressing Control and X, and it will say, do you want to save, yes or no? Let's just click Cancel by Control and C. There we are, we've cancelled, we're still back in. Okay, so how would we save this file? How would we save this diary.txt in our home folder? Well, sorry, on our desktop, sorry, because you can see up here, our shell prompt says that we're in our desktop. Well, to do that in Nano, you would use the write out function. So writing a file is a fancy way of saying saving a file, okay? So saving and writing are basically the same thing. And so to write a file, we need to press Control and O. So we've got the arrow, the little caret symbol here, which means the control key, and O. So that means we press Control and O, and now it's asking us, what do you want to save it as? Let's save it as diary.txt, and we press Enter. It'll say it wrote 3 lines, but you can see here that we've actually got diary.txt. So if we open that in any other editor, we can see that that file has indeed been created. So I could write something in here. I could say, like, you know, something like Jack and Jill went up the hill. All right, and then press Control and O, press Enter, and if I press Control and X to exit, okay, it's gone away, but if I look inside diary.txt, it's saved that data in there. Jack and Jill went up the hill. So Nano is a text editor that you can control from the command line. So isn't that incredible? You can now edit files without needing to load up graphically intensive editors, and plus working with files like this will work pretty much anywhere. Even if you have remotely accessed a server that might not have a graphical user interface installed, text editors such as Nano will still work. So what other things can Nano do? Well, let's just work our way across the options. Now, we've seen how to get help, how to quit using Control and X, and how to write or save files using Control and O. What about the read file option down here, the Control and R? Well, read file allows you to get content from another file and basically place it inside of this one. So if I head back to our shell, if we exit and we try to create a file that says happy birthday, and we echo happy birthday into a file called birthday.txt, we can see that birthday.txt has been created. Now if we open up again the diary.txt, and we head down the bottom and we press Control and R. Control and R is for read file, and it's going to say which file do you want to insert. And notice it says from /, so that means from this directory. Okay, so let's try and tell it that. So the one we want to actually insert data from is birthday.txt, and if I press enter, you can see that happy birthday has just been inserted. So that's reading files. What about the where is option? Well, the where is option is Control and W, and what that does is basically search for words in your file. So if we head back up to the top of the file and we press Control and W, now we can search for a word. So let's search for the word birthday. So if we type birthday and press enter, we now see that Nano has jumped us right down to where the word birthday starts, and so we can edit it from there on. Now by default, the where is option searches forward in a file, and it searches in a case insensitive manner. So that means that uppercase and lowercase don't matter. So if I went up here and I searched for birthday all in uppercase, actually you can notice that it shows you what you searched beforehand. So I'm just going to put birthday in uppercase. We can see that it actually didn't matter, and it found birthday even though birthday was all in lowercase. So where is searches in a case insensitive manner, and it by default searches forward. But if we head down to the bottom of the file, so if we shift down here and use Control W again, you can see down the bottom, if I maximize the screen, maybe it makes it a bit clearer, that there are actually other options that pop up as well. Okay, now some of these options begin with the caret symbol, the hat, which means the control key, but some start with this M-. Okay, you can see M-C, M-R, M-B, M-J. So what's that M- mean? Well, that M- stands for modify, and this is usually the Alt key on your keyboard, so the ALT key. So you can see here that we've got the M-C option, which stands for case sensitive. So if I press Alt and C, you can see now that it has changed so that we are now searching in a case sensitive way. Okay, so if I now search for actually hold on as well, because this is only going to search forward, so if I press Alt and B to search backwards as well, you see now we're going to search case sensitive and backwards for birthday in uppercase, and we'll see that nothing was found, you see. But if I do just like that, Control and W, you see it's saved our settings. It's going to be case sensitive and backwards, but now if I search birthday all lowercase, we see that that has been found. Okay, so that's quite awesome, right? You can also modify the way that these commands behave. So if you see M-, that means press the Alt key, the ALT key on your keyboard, and if you see the triangle, the hat, the little arrowhead, that's the control key on your keyboard, and that will cover pretty much everything that you'll do in Nano. So let's just head back to our normal menu here. So in the interest of time, we're going to cut the video here, and we're going to pick it right up in the next video where we'll go through the rest of the options that you have in Nano. So I hope this was useful. You've seen that Nano is a text editor that you can open from your command line that allows you to do all your file editing stuff without ever leaving the command line. So I could just see, here we go, we've got diary.txt, edit it, make some changes, save it, exit, and we're back in the command line. So it gives you a really nice way of editing files and getting back to what you were doing. So let's just get rid of that, save it, exit, clear the screen, and we're good to go, continue on with our work. So let's pick this up in the next video to take a look at the other options that Nano has to offer.